Each episode of Education with an Edge is meant to create, cultivate, and inspire honest discussion about issues affecting youth. Hosted by author, artist, educator, advocate, and speaker, Jaquel Lane.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jaquel Lane, your hostess of Education with an Edge, the only podcast dedicated to youth and suicide prevention as well as anti-bullying, because we know that every child matters and we want to make sure that they feel that way. I am so very honored and excited to be here with my good friend, Yurida Igbokwe. Yurida, for over the last 20 years, has served as the immigration subject matter expert, from training paralegals and staff on preparing and finalizing immigration forms, such as visas and petitions, to consular processing, removal proceedings, asylum cases, employment-based visas, and family-based petitions and investors' visas. She has developed case strategies utilizing extensive knowledge and expertise, providing systems integration to increase efficiency and structure for case management from intake to completion. She also created a new marketing tool and podcast, legal conversation show, and a referral agency, Top Law Connect, which is a profit of $100,000 annually for her project work. And we're so very honored and grateful for you to be here. And thank you for all that you do for so many people to help them navigate the legal process. And we're going to get into that and why that's important today. A big part of this show is also making sure that everyone feels like they have a seat at the table. And I feel like your work excellently demonstrates that. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
You're sincerely one of the most phenomenally talented women that I know. And so I think it's really important and essential to start from the beginning to fully understand your remarkable story. So can you tell our audience a little bit about your upbringing and your childhood?
Well, I was born in Mexico, in Sinaloa, which is the North Pacific side. We have the Pacific Ocean in there on the west side, and on the east side we have like the mountains, Sierra Madre. So it's a beautiful place. And then on the north side we have a little bit of desert, like Sonora Desert. So we were very blessed. And in the south we have like a little bit of jungle. So we got all of it in Sinaloa. And I grew up from my mom's family, from my mother's side. Most of them are like fishermen. So I know a lot about the fisherman life, you can say. And then from my dad's side, it's more countryside, because it's from the other side. So it's more like I know more about the country and the ranch and growing up with horses and stuff like that. And and we have a lot of cornfields too. Wow. So that's one of the things that when I came to Nebraska, when I saw the cornfields, it felt like home. Yeah. And I stayed here. I came here because I came to America for two reasons. I wanted to learn English and go to Disneyland. That's what I wanted to do.
That's awesome. Disneyland, learn English and go to Disneyland.
That's all I wanted to do. I said, I want to go to America, go to Disneyland, and then I want to learn English. And one of the things that surprised me was like how much freedom there is here and how much opportunities are for women. And when I went to New York and I saw the Statue of Liberty, it was a woman. Yes. It was a woman, so I love this country. And there's so much culture in here. You can meet people from all over the world. Yeah. In Sinaloa, it's only people from Sinaloa.
Well, Sinaloa sounds beautiful, though.
I need to take you there. I will take you there.
I sign up. I get to
Yes. We have it. My mom is finished up a swimming pool. She has a beach house in Mazatlan. Oh. So when the pool is finished, we'll go. We'll have a grown. We celebrate anything.
I love it.
So that's me. I've been here in Omaha for about 20 years. I have a family. I have 3 beautiful girls. One of them is here. And then what else are going on? I just opened an online academy that we give classes, private lessons for individuals who want to learn English as a second language. And we're helping them to prepare them for the citizenship test, because now it's a requirement that you have to know basic English. You can't just memorize the questions to pass the test. You actually have to have basics knowledge of English. And that's why we created this program, to help those people, because a lot of them don't want to apply for citizenship just because of the English, because it's hard to learn a language,
so
you know.
Yes.
And so we created this program that in 3 months, 30 to 90 days, they have to have some basic knowledge. And it's because it's one-on-one. The power of one-on-one, the power of touring lessons. It's so important. Yes, because most of them already have some base, or they're taking classes somewhere else. But then you add the private lessons, and it's just like the confidence level goes up. And then the question that they were afraid to ask in the classroom in front of everybody, they can do it there. And it helps them with the homework. So next time they go to class, they're like, oh my God, the sky is the limit. They feel so great. So I'm glad we have a good team.
Yes.
And then for Spanish, we have a lot of people that they don't have time to take classes, you know, busy people. I'm busy. Yeah. So that's why we created this, because we have people taking classes at 6 o'clock in the morning, another one at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when they can't.
Yeah.
And it's helping them. So we are like basically a bridge, you know, like helping communicate people and connect them from wherever they need to go to reach their goal. So that's one project. And in addition to that, we have a podcast. It's called Legal Conversation Show. Yeah. And I'm the host. I invite attorneys. The majority are attorneys, and then community leaders, so just people in the community. And we educate the audience. The majority of the audience are immigrants. So we bring a lawyer and talk about immigration law, or we bring a lawyer and talk about taxes or family law, and then we do it live, and people can ask questions, and then we give them answers right in there in the instant.
That's so I'm so impressed by everything that you do, and we're gonna get into the specifics of those. But I think the thing that really inspired me about you is because when we met several years ago, and I started telling you about the students that I taught, because I have my endorsement in ESL, and how I saw there was such a need to assist the families, but also the students in acclimating to this country and our culture and things. I'm really proud of you and the work that you and your team are doing to, as you said, bridge that gap. Because the legal process especially is very difficult to navigate. And so the fact that you and your team have taken it upon yourself to do this for individuals is just, it's phenomenal. And so thank you, honestly.
Thank you. I'm grateful that I can be part of this, because many of us want to help, right? But we just don't know how.
Right.
We just don't know how. Or we get tired in the process. So I've been blessed that I'm surrounded with the right people. And thank you for bringing me so more people can, share this information. Yes. And all these things that I created was because at request of necessity.
Yes.
I saw a need, and I said, okay, we got to do something about it. Yeah. Like I remember watching the lawyers. Yes, we can interpret for them, and we have interpreters, but I can see that they will get frustrated that they couldn't communicate the way they wanted. Right. Like Nelson Mandela's quote, I always quote that, like if you speak to the man in a language he understands, meaning like a second language, that information goes to his head, right? But if you speak to him on his native language, that message will go to his heart.
That's beautiful.
Right? And I told the lawyers, look, I can be here all day. I'm getting paid to be your translator. But if you learn just basics words, saying thank you, please, I understand, one moment. You don't have to speak the whole language, just basics. In their language, in Spanish, they will trust you more. Yes. That's how you win their trust. Because it shows a level of of appreciation, right? Like you care. And it's the same thing. If you are in this country, you want the opportunities will open more when you speak English. Okay, I have seen a big improvement of life just as a parents. Okay, I tell a lot of moms, I need you to get involved with the school, but I don't speak English and blah blah blah. And I say, okay, they have interpreters. Okay, that's one step. And we offer interpreters as well, but you also need to learn basic.
Yes.
And once they do it, they get more involved. I see more mothers getting involved, more parents getting involved. And these are different. Yeah. Once the parents get involved, because the whole education is a community, right? Like it's the student, the teacher, the parents, everybody. It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
It takes a village. So I'm just a tool. I'm just excited.
We're so, honestly, our community is so grateful to have you, because it's a high need area. And you absolutely are right. The second that the parents become more involved and are talking and communicating with the teachers and understanding the progress of their kiddos, the kids want to do better. Yeah, because they feel like, that's also offering more engagement for them as well, to try harder and to do better in school. So
yes, I just share the news with my friends, because when I do volunteer work at school, the kids, oh my God, the level of confidence that goes through. Even if I'm just volunteer at the lunch, just serving lunch. Yeah. My kids go there, oh, my mom is here, and it's good good. So I encourage all the parents, do some volunteer work at school. Yeah. It will be so beneficial with the kids, and the teachers, the staff will get to know you better. And you never know when you're going to need a favor,
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry, my daughter forgot her homework. Well, she does a lot of volunteer work. Okay, I guess I'm going to give her a slack,
I love it.
But they know that you're responsible. It shows that you care. Yep. You don't just drop the kids in school. I think for me, volunteer was a form of appreciation. Just like saying, thank you, teachers. Yeah. Thank you for putting up with my kids.
Your kids are wonderful, but that's
true. What they all tell me. If they all say, oh, your kids are wonderful. And I say, we're talking about the same kids. Because at home,
it's a little different.
Yeah, it's a little different. But I'm glad you told me that.
That's right. So one of the things that I'm interested to hear from you is that, we know that mentorship is such an important aspect of a person's growth. And I'm so grateful to so many mentors that have helped me along the way. But who was a mentor in your life growing up, and how did they inspire you?
My grandmother, my mother. Man, those women were leaders. Because my grandma, she taught me how to be a leader from very young age. She didn't allow me to, if somebody tried to bully me, she would say, don't give up, stand up for yourself. You're the woman, you're the boss. Yeah. Very young age. So it's very important to show some positive words from very young age. Yeah. So she was a great leader for me. And back home in the small town, I remember she was one of the first ladies that got divorced. And back then there wasn't divorce. Right. And she didn't care. Yeah. She said, I'm going to be a happy woman, and I don't care what anybody says so. That's right. And she told me that you do what you want. You do what you want, not what everybody tells you to do. So she was a great leader for me. And then my mom, she taught me about discipline. Man, that woman is always on time on everything. And she's always on a diet or something like that. And she's all about beauty. Like right now, if I don't look good, I'm always looking at my shoulders like my mom looking or something. She keeps me straight.
That's right. Yeah.
And because for her, beauty is health. Yeah. Beauty is health. Yeah. And she said that in Spanish we say primero muerta que sencilla. That means I'd rather be dead than simple. Okay?
That is amazing.
This lady, she looks like my younger sister. Yeah. If you see her, oh my goodness. And don't tell her that, because then she'll start like going up. But she's my hero. Yeah. She's my mentor. And she's always my number one fan.
I love that.
She's always supporting me and everything. She's telling me, yes, you can. Yes. And she never tells me no. Yeah. Like anything I told her, she takes it to a different level. So she helps me dream.
Dream.
Yes. Yeah. So those are my two mentors. in my life. Yeah. In my life, a woman, and both of them were single moms.
Wow.
Can you imagine moving to this country with 4 children, no English, no family?
Yeah.
She just came here and she made a
life for herself.
And she never told us she needed a man.
Yeah.
We didn't even notice that we needed a man.
Right.
You know? But she's always been, she's been married 3 times already. Yeah. But, but she never showed us that she believed in love. She's very romantic.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that she told us. Always take care of yourself, do your own thing, and move forward. Yes. The world will not end if you have a breakup. Like, she's like, look at me. Number 3. Who knows?
I love it.
So those are my mentors.
But I think that's important for women to share those stories, for everybody to share those stories, because it's never the end. There's always hope. You're going to go through obstacles, but there's always light, on the other side. And I think having that person in your life that tells you that it's okay to be creative and it's okay to dream is so important. And you're so very fortunate that it was your mom and your grandma, because you're right. Sometimes you have to walk the road alone, to find your purpose and to find your passion, and that's okay.
No, yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I think it's very important to have a good network of support around you all the time.
System.
Yeah, support system, because I remember career-wise going to school, all my professors were my mentors.
Yes.
Teachers are they're angels, girl. Teachers, that's why I created this academy, because I remember I was a teacher too.
Yes.
Spanish teacher. And all the people that I can tell you that helped me grow were my professors. When I first moved here, I was in middle school, and that was a tough year to move.
Oh my gosh.
And my English teacher, who was the Spanish teacher as well, she gave me a job. And because I couldn't speak English, and I was so frustrated because I couldn't learn the language. And the bullying already exists in middle school. And if you don't speak English, it's like, oh my God. And she gave me a job just helping her with the Spanish homework. Oh. So my job is just to review.
Yeah.
And I already know Spanish. Sure. So that's a power thing that we have. Sometimes we forget that because we don't speak English, that it's our second language. We still have another language, and we're good. We should embrace that.
That's right.
And she saw that on me, and then she started paying me. And then I said, oh my God, imagine me. And I was like 12 years old getting paid. I was like, yeah, I'm the teacher assistant.
That's so sweet.
But that gave me the confidence. Do you see what she did? And then when I moved here, going through college, all my professors, all of them women. Yes. All of them women. I went to college as a Mary. All of them women.
It's a great college.
Just beautiful, beautiful. And yes, I admired them. I said, "Oh my God, look at how she is." Do you know? Yeah. So those are. There's a lot of people that have helped me around.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that you're always with the right people.
The right people. And you've helped a lot of people. I mean, you've paid it forward, and through all your work that you're doing now, you're paying it forward. And I think that there's something so powerful in that.
It's a circle of life. I think a lot of people help me. And my philosophy is to give back.
Yes.
And then also to be the person that I wish I had, that's why I created this, because I didn't know that you can have private tutoring.
Right.
I thought you just go to classes and that's it. Right. Like personal training. Right. I just thought it was just for like rich people, right. Celebrities.
Yeah.
But now I know that the power of mentorship, the power of one-on-one coaching, all those things. I thought it was a fraud before.
Yeah.
But it works. You got to do what you got to do.
It works.
Yep.
And we've touched on that, but I love to hear you speak about this, because not only are you so passionate, but then you put that passion into action. You are a highly motivated woman, and you support others on their journey towards cultural proficiency. Can you tell us a little bit about where that passion began? Of you educating through your work, you help surgeons who want to speak Spanish and be able to communicate with their patients. So yes. Where does your passion come from in terms of educating others on how they can be more culturally proficient?
Well, when you look at me, you already know I have culture.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm not embarrassed to share that.
No.
I have an accent, and before, I remember they used to tell us how to speak without an accent. And I say, nope, I'm going to keep it because that's my identity.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's my identity.
Yeah.
And for the hardest, there was a really big part of my life that I didn't want it to speak or was afraid to speak because I thought they were going to make fun of me because of my accent.
Yes.
And, and that kills your self-esteem if you really think of that. Can you imagine someone telling you, oh, no, Jaquel, don't talk because you have an accent.
Right.
Well, that's you.
Yeah.
So basically they're telling you, don't have your own identity.
Yeah. Don't be you.
Yeah, don't be you. And I said, no, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then even with my name, Yurida, and they said, how can I? Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to pronounce my name.
Yes.
It was important for me. I'm not gonna change it because a lot of people change their name.
Oh yeah.
Even when you become a U.S. citizen, they give you an option. Do you want to change your name? And I said, absolutely not.
That's right.
Because we have to remember who we are.
And where you came from.
Yes, where we came from.
There's power in that.
Yes. So when I share my stories, I'm Yurida. I'm from Mexico. Some people call me ambassador of Mexico because I love talking about it. But that's who I am.
Who you are.
And then I try to invite people to my place, to my house. And that's how more people get to know me. I think because I'm very transparent that I get to meet a lot of people and I share my story. And then they said, you know what? I really feel that I want to be more connected.
Yes.
And like I told you, most of them, these clients that come to me is because I listen to them.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just listening to them. And I'm trying to find a solution or connect them. Mm-hmm. That's what my name is, solution and connection.
That's right.
You know,
that's, right.
That's what it is. So when I listen to them, that they want to, reach a goal or they have a dream or something, I'm only the bridge to say, you know what, I can help you. I know someone or I know this or something. That's all I do. So that's how people come to me because I don't know. I guess the word spread out. Say, if you don't know, call Yurida. And that's how I started this. And they give me ideas to how to do it. And I'm always sharing. I think it's important that if you have a project, don't be afraid. Share it with others, and then they'll give you ideas, and then it becomes true.
Yes.
And that's how I got, like, for instance, we have a chiropractor right now that he told me, Yurida, I know I have an interpreter, but I want to understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
And the guy is like 60 something. Like he's been doing this for like 40 years, I think. And it's never too late to learn.
It's never too late.
No. And now he's learning.
That's
now
wonderful.
the clients give him a hug.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they tell more. Because they express more, right? Because they can understand.
Yeah.
So now they say, you know what? Last time I didn't want to tell you, but I feel pain in here.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So they have a bigger connection. No, the guy is happy. He's still taking classes.
Yeah.
And that's how they tell other people.
Yes.
Same thing for the lawyer. Once the clients tell the story, then they bring the whole tribe.
That's right. Because it establishes a sense of trust. And
Exactly.
It establishes a sense of community. And one of the really important things that you told me as well is that I think that sometimes we have a really, I want to say a backwards philosophy in this country in terms of, well, since you are here, you have to immediately learn how to speak the language and things like that. But it shows so much care and so much compassion when someone takes that extra step just to, as you said, learn the basics.
Yes.
Learn hello, learn welcome, learn, something as simplistic as here are the restrooms or what, it doesn't have to be. That's what you really helped me to understand is that it doesn't have to be super overwhelming and I have to learn Spanish overnight.
Correct. It's
and
a
be
process.
Conversational. It can be a process. And as long as you're willing to learn and willing to be receptive, it can make such huge differences in people's lives. If you're a teacher with your students, if you're a doctor with your patients,
yes,
it's just so important. And for a long time, in this country. It was really, which is really sad and devastating, but a lot of, Spanish-speaking families didn't want their children to speak Spanish. It wasn't allowed. I mean, I have friends, and I'm sure that you do too, that their parents, they don't speak Spanish because it wasn't allowed, because it was looked, which is devastating, because I'm sitting here like, that's such a gift.
It
just
happened.
like your teacher. It's such a beautiful gift. And so reversing those cycles is important, and we all need to play a part.
Yes, it wasn't too long ago.
No.
It wasn't too long ago, because I came here, the first time I came here was in 1998. And I remember I was in Consular. That was the first place I went. And they didn't even have ESL classes.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, so you putting me on these classes, and I couldn't understand what was happening, because no one explained it to me. I was only like 12 years old. Like, how would I know?
Right.
And I remember if I met this other girl, she was Mexican American. So when we were walking on the hallway, we were speaking Spanish, because she was the only one in the entire school. So obviously it's feel more comfortable, because it's closer to your heart. And then people would tell us, don't speak Spanish. And even the teacher said, don't speak Spanish. And then I said, why? Like, I was so new in this country, and I said, okay, why these people don't want you? Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know nothing. I was just a child. No, my parents never told me, don't stop your language. Never. They always say, you be who you are. Like, they just throw me here, and it was just funny. But I couldn't understand why they didn't want it, because I feel I'm a representation of Mexico, because I'm Mexican. So I can't wait to share with everybody my culture. So when they told me no, and I said, why not? Like, why you don't want to learn? Have you been to Mexico? No. So why you acting like that? But yeah, it wasn't too long. Now I think more people are open to that. They say, oh, it's wonderful. Yes. But there was a time they even used to say, don't teach your children 2 languages, because it's going to confuse them.
Right.
It doesn't confuse them.
No.
It doesn't confuse them. No. So I understand what you're saying. I went through that process, and that's one of the reasons that I'm an advocate for this, because I don't want no child should go through that.
No.
Children already got too much going on.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Parents already got too much going on. Teachers, everybody got too much going on. We don't need to add more.
Right.
So let's I don't have a problem learning a new language. I want to learn Japanese or German or anything. Why not? Yeah. So if you're telling somebody else, you got to learn this language, you also have to learn a language.
Right.
And you don't know how hard it is to learn a language until you try it.
It's very difficult.
Yes, it's difficult. So I encourage everybody to learn a new language, because when you learn a new language, you learn a new culture, and you will be able to help others more.
Yes.
Even if you're not, just understand.
Yes.
You will understand. It will make sense. It will make sense why people behave certain way.
Yeah.
Because a language is a culture.
It is.
Even if you want to learn Italian, you will understand about the Italian culture.
Yes.
Or French.
Right.
English. Chinese.
Right.
Then your mind expands. You got to travel.
Yes.
You got to travel. And then you will understand, oh my God, I was living such in a small world. Look how beautiful the world is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I do.
It's honestly so beautiful and so wonderful, what you're doing. And that brings me to our next question. So you have, and you've talked about it, you touched on it a little bit, but I just want our viewers to understand a little bit more about it. And also we'll talk about how they can get in contact with you, to maybe take your classes and things like that. But you have a legal show that assists individuals who are where English is not their first language, with how to navigate the legal process. So can you tell us about your show and how it helps others, through this platform?
So with we have couple shows, but then legal conversation show is where we educate the audience. That's the mission. That's the mission, just to educate the audience. For instance, hey, if I need to get an immigration lawyer, or how to, like, for instance, last night I just posted something, how to apply for citizenship.
Yeah.
What are the basic steps?
Yes.
And I said, these are the requirements. Obviously, there's more. Everybody needs to seek to a lawyer because if you were arrested or if you have something pending, then you definitely need to get a lawyer. And then there's different categories. So that's what it is. It's like, you want to become a U.S. citizen? I'm going to bring a lawyer. Ask your questions right now. Why? Because, lawyers, they charge consultation.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think it's a lot of money. I think it's an investment because you got to get things in order. But that's a way for me to open the idea. It's not that difficult to get organized. Okay.
Yes.
So I bring the lawyer, and it helps the lawyer as well because they get clients. So I bring the lawyer, we do a podcast like you and me, and then I ask questions. Hey, what do I need to do to apply for citizenship? Hey, I'm planning to get divorced. What are the things that I should do before I get divorced?
Right.
Or like even I want to bring someone like from mental health, like so they can say, okay, where do I seek for help? Because there's a lot of people that they're not a U.S. citizen and they have a brain, okay? So they're going through the same thing like us.
Yeah.
Where do they seek? How do you find a therapist? There's a lot of people, because in our culture, our therapist was our priest or pastor, okay?
Right. Sure.
Yes. That's how we started. And so, but we don't know about many things and how to integrate into society.
Yeah.
That's the other one. Like if I'm a parent, how can I get involved with the school?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then we can say, okay, there's these groups that you can go to. Or for instance, we bring a lawyer and I say, okay, I have a daycare. How can I open a daycare, or how can I open a second location?
Right.
What are the taxes or the LLC?
Yeah.
That's what I bring the lawyers, and we talk about those topics, and then people can put their questions there live. So I basically educating the community and encourage them to ask questions. And then in a more safe place, because a lot of them, they're not going to go online and make an appointment to go talk to a lawyer. So that's why I bring the lawyer. So they, hey, he's here, ask the questions. Or they can send me a message privately and I ask the question to the lawyer.
Absolutely. And you are predominantly online, correct?
Yes, online.
Online.
Yes.
And where can our viewers find?
We're on Facebook.
Okay.
We're on
wonderful.
Facebook, we're on YouTube and Instagram, but the majority of people are on Facebook. And it's called Legal Conversation Show.
Legal Conversation Show.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. We just started a girls podcast too.
Wonderful.
In Spanish. We're going to move it into English because there's a lot of people that want it.
Yeah.
And it's so, because there's so much culture in Omaha.
Yes, there is.
There's so much culture. I mean, this guy just came from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Look at
That's right.
And I don't know about you, but I love cultures.
I do too.
I think it's because we're all different.
We're all different.
And that's what makes us beautiful.
Yes, that's what makes us beautiful.
Yes,
and that's why I started this podcast was because there's so many young people, so many people in general, but so many young people, as you said, middle school age, even elementary and high school, that are going through things because they feel bad because they're different.
Yes.
And we have to acknowledge that our differences are what make us beautiful.
Oh, yes.
What makes the world go round. And the more that we can understand each other, the better the world will be.
Yes, you just said it. The more that we can, and that's one of the things, like go out with some friends, make some cultural food.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, international language is music and food.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You don't need to learn English or Spanish or Japanese to eat some Chinese food.
That's right.
Or listen to Jamaican music.
That's right.
I love it. So I encourage everybody to create. Let's get together, like let's do things to do more multicultural events and learn. And then you will know that difference is beautiful.
Yes.
It's having variety. Can you imagine it's kind of like you go, why do you think we like buffets?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
So yes, the more the better.
Yes. So since this podcast is dedicated to youth and mental health awareness, what would you say to a young person who wants to be successful?
Keep dreaming.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming. Don't just, the sky is the limit. Just keep dreaming, and then you can do it, because I think if you dream, that's the first step.
I do too.
That is planning.
Yeah.
You dream it, and then you visionate it, you see it, and then you tell other people, and then it becomes reality.
Yes. I love that.
And just don't give up.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's okay if you fail. If I don't think anybody fail or start from zero, because you're always gonna have experience.
That's right.
So how can you start from zero?
That's right.
If you have experience, that's not zero.
Yeah.
So don't give up. I mean, if one thing didn't work out, it's an experience. Yep. Like I tell people, you know what? Sometimes you do community service.
That's right. I love that.
Community service, So don't feel bad about when things didn't work out. If it didn't work out, there's a reason behind there. Yeah. I always tell them, like, it's a blessing in disguise.
In disguise.
Yes. How can you know about happiness if you never went through sadness?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
How would you enjoy it if you never experienced it?
You wouldn't.
Can you imagine if it's always happy, then how would you know?
There's nothing to compare it to.
So I always tell people, dream, and then do it.
Yes.
Dream, talk about it, do it. Those are the 3 steps. It's not, my life is not too much complicated, okay? Don't complicate your life, okay?
Yes.
If it didn't work, you cry, you clean your tear, and you move on.
Yes, that's right. No, absolutely. So what are you've already done so much, but what are some of your goals for 2022?
I want to be able to go to Mexico more often.
Yes.
I really.
And I get to come. No,
Everybody, let me invite everybody. I want to have a house in Mexico, my own house, because I have a family, but I want to have. I'm American now. I want my privacy.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
I want to go to Mexico because what I want to do, I want to invite more people. I want to show my culture to more people. Like, I want to create a path, my academy, because here's the thing with the academy, not only we're creating jobs for teachers, because this is extra income for the teachers. We spend all our money on supplies, right?
Oh, yes, right. I do know that.
So I want to be able to grow that academy so more teachers get paid. They create extra income for them, and then the students, they empower themselves.
Yes.
And my dream is to build the foundation, which is on the way, to obtain scholarships for these little kids. Because in Mexico, there's a lot of kids working on the streets.
Yes, there are.
So if I can teach them English, boom, they'll get a good job.
Absolutely.
But the biggest one is that I want to create like lunches in Mexico in the schools, because I see that here in the U.S. like they give food in the schools.
Yeah.
And I mean, even the parents like, oh, go eat over there, So I want the parents to push. It will be another way to push the kids to go to school.
Yes.
Because at least they'll eat there and get an education.
Absolutely.
So that's my goal.
And knowledge is power.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
That's amazing. No, that's amazing. That's amazing.
We're working because when you buy classes at the academy, actually like 10% of that goes for that foundation. So
that's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's working. I'm so glad that we get to do that.
Well, we're so grateful for you and the work that you and your team are continuing to do every single day. And so how can our viewers support you on your journey? I know you listed, but in terms of the academy and things like that, what social media, website, et cetera, would you like our guests to know about?
Definitely, they can give us digital support, like following us.
Yes.
Because when we grow, then it's a better chance for me to get sponsors. I'm always looking for sponsors.
Yes.
But sponsors, they want to see results, right?
Yes.
So if you can help me by 2 ways, you can be a sponsor of our academy, because like I told you, I want that to go big and start. Even the sponsors invite them to go to Mexico and see their schools and the teachers and the community.
Yes.
That's my goal. So I'm always looking for sponsors for the academy, and even they can help with mentorship.
Yes.
Like I need mentors for financing, counselors.
Absolutely.
So they can help us with that. We're always looking for volunteers. Also donations. And then the most important one is like just following us. Make sure they like us, they share.
Yes.
That one is free.
Okay. Yes, that's right.
That one is free.
Yes.
So that's a way that they can support us. So Lingua Academy is on Facebook and on Instagram. It's Lingua, LINCUA Academy. Lingua Academy. And I'll share that information with you.
Yes.
And then Legal Conversation Show. So yeah, I would love everybody to like us, follow us, and share. That's gonna be, and obviously they can always sponsor us or help us how to find sponsors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want the goal of this podcast to be able to get this information into the right hands of people that can just spread your message and what you're doing, because I guarantee you that this is such a high need. And my hope for you is that you just continue to grow and continue to be successful, so that you can help so many people, so many children, and so many families.
Yes, this goes for everybody. Like I want more people to come and see what we do.
Yes. Yes.
That's my goal. I want more people to come and see what we do, and they're going to say, wow, we didn't know about this. And I say, yeah, well, if you don't see it, you create it, right? Like I didn't see anybody else doing this, so that's why I created it.
That's absolutely.
But yeah, thank you, Jaquel, for doing this.
Thank you, Yurida.
You're my hero.
No, you're my hero. Yeah. So we love you, and I love you, and thank you for everything that you're doing, and thank you for being on Education with an Edge.
You
today.
too.
Seriously,
I think this is why we were. There's a reason why we're friends.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there's a reason why
you've inspired me in so many ways, and so and continue to do so, and continue to touch so many people's lives. So thank you.
No, thank you. We'll go to Mexico soon.
Yes. Sign me up.
And we have so much. I have this new book coming up. It's called Healing with Food.
Wonderful.
So all the profits will go for the academy, but it's just recipes that I grew up with.
I love
like ceviche and like
delicious.
Fruit and vegetables. I told my family I didn't even know I was vegan and vegetarian until I came here because we were eating like rice and beans every day, and then on the weekend it's payday. Let's buy meat. Meat and dairy products is expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah. And so yeah, I share all the recipes. There's a reason why we look beautiful.
That's right. I love it.
Those juices. Oh my God. I got it once. The book will be finished on Saturday.
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm gonna share that with you.
Please.
And it's like, it's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. It's healing with food. Just like you feel good, you look good.
You do good.
You do good. Simple.
I love it. Well, we'll have to have you back on to talk about the book. I can't wait. Yeah,
I can't wait to share you my ceviche recipe. Oh my God, yes.
So yummy. Love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us here again today, Yurida. And thank all of you for being with us here on Education with an Edge, the podcast that is dedicated to anti-bullying and suicide prevention. We'd like to thank our wonderful sponsors, the Nebraska Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Boys Town Suicide Hotline. Remember, we need your light. We need your love in this world, and keep on fighting and keep doing the best that you can do each and every day. We thank you, and don't forget, every child matters.
If you have a question or just want to learn more, go to JaquelLane.com. Thanks for listening to Education with an Edge.
A Hurrdat Media Production.